by no direct of confession, get from him why he puts on his confusion, greeting so harshly all his day of quit with timid and dangerous mercy. He does confess he feel himself distracted, but from what cause he will by no means speak. Nor do we find him bold to be sounded, but without crafty madness, keeps aloof when we would bring him on to some compassion of his true state.
Did he receive you well?
Most like a gentleman, but with much forcing of his disposition. Regard of question, but of our demand most free in his reply.
Did you essay him to any pastime?
Madam, it so fell out that certain prayers we all wrote on the way of this we told him, and there did seem in him a kind of joy to hear of it. They are here about the court, and as I think they have already ordered this night to play before him.
'Tis more true, and he beseech me to entreat your majesties to hear and see the matter.
With all my heart, and this doth much connect me to hear him inflict. Good gentlemen, give him a fitter age, and drive his purpose on these delights. We shall, my lord. Sweet Gertrude, leave us too, for we have closely sent for Hamlet hither, that he, asked by accident, may hear from Ophelia. Her father and myself, lawful estates, will so bethink ourselves that, seeing unseen, we may have of encounter frankly judge, and gather by him, as he is behaved, if he be the affliction of his love, or not that thus he suffered for.
I shall obey you. And for your part, Ophelia, I do wish that your good beauties be the happy cause of Hamlet wildness. So shall I hope your virtues will bring him to his wonted way again. To both your honors. Madam, I wish it may.
Ophelia, walk you here, gracious, so please you, we will bestow ourselves. Read on this book, that show of such an exercise may color your loneliness. We are oft to blame in this. 'Tis too much proved, that with devotion, visage, and pious action we do sugar it or the devil himself.
Oh, 'tis too true. How smart a lash that speaks doth give me conscience. That allows check, beauty with planting art, is not more ugly to the thing that helps it than is my death to my most painted work. Oh, heavy burner!
I hear him coming. Let's withdraw, my lord.
To be or not to be? That is the question. Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against a sea of troubles, and by opposing end them? To die, to sleep, no more, and by sleep to say we end the heartache and the thousand natural shocks that flesh is heir to. It is a consummation devoutly to be wished. To die, to sleep perchance to dream. Aye, there's the rub. For in that sleep of death, what dreams may come when we have shuffled off this mortal coil must give us pause. There's respect that makes a calamity of so long life, for who would bear the whips and scorns of time, the oppressor's wrong, the proud man's contumely, the pangs of desperate love, the law's delay, the insolence of office, and the spurns that patient merit of the unworthy takes, when he himself might his quietus make with a bare bodkin? What would fathers bear to grunt and sweat under a weary life, but that the dread of something after death, the undiscovered country, from whose bourne no traveller returns, puzzles the will, and makes us rather bear those ills we have than fly to others we know not of? Thus consign the stars make cowards of us all, and thus the native hue of resolution is sicklied o'er with the pale cast of thought, and enterprises of great pitch and moment with this regard their recurrence turn awry, and lose the name of action.
Soft you now, the fair Ophelia, nymph, in all thy risings be thy sins remembered.
Good my lord, how does your honor for this many a day?
I humbly thank you, well.
My lord, I have remembrance of yours that I have long longed to redeliver. Now, receive them.
No, not I. I never gave you aught.
My honor, lord, you know what well you did, and with them, words of so sweet composed as made the fanes more rich, their perfume lost. Take this again, for the noble mind which gives wax pure and gives proof unkind. There, my lord.
Are you honest?
My lord,
Are you fair?
what mean your lordship?
That if you be honest and fair, your honesty should admit no discourse to your beauty.
Could beauty, my lord, have better commerce than with honesty?
I truly, but the power of beauty will sooner transform from what it is to a bard than the force of honesty can translate beauty into its likeness. This was sometime a paradox, but the time gives it proof. I did love you once.
Indeed, my lord, you made me believe so.
You should not have believed me, for virtue cannot inoculate our old stock, but we shall relish of it. I loved you not.
I was the more deceived.
Get thee to a nunnery. Why wouldst thou be a breeder of sinners? I am myself indifferent, honest. But yet I could accuse me of such things had it been better my mother had not borne me. I am very proud, revengeful, ambitious, with more offenses at my beck than I have thoughts to put them in, imagination to give them shape, or time to act them in. What should fellows as I do, crawling between heaven and earth? We are errant knaves all, believe none of us. Go thy ways to a nunnery. Where's your father?
At home, my lord.
Let the doors be shut upon him, and that he may play the fool only in his own house. Farewell.
Oh, help him, you sweet haven.
Or if thou wilt needs marry, marry a fool. For wise men know well enough the monsters you make out of them. To a nunnery go, and quickly too. Farewell.
O heavenly power, restore him.
I've heard of your paintings too, well enough. God hath given you one face, and you make yourselves another. You dig, you amble, you lisp, and nickname God's creatures, and make your wantonness your ignorance. Go to, I'll have no more on it. It hath made me mad. I say, we shall have no more marriages. Those that are married already, all but one shall live. The rest shall keep as they are. To a nunnery go.
Oh, what a noble mind is here overthrown. The courtiers, soldiers, scholars, eye, tongue, sword, the expectancies and woes of the fair state, the glass of fashion and the mold of form, the observe of all observer, quite down, and I of ladies most dejected and watched, that suck the honey of his music while, and see the noble and the most sovereign reason, like sweet balls jangle, out of tune and harsh, that unmatched form and feature of grown youth blessed with ecstasy. Oh, woe is me, to have seen what I've seen, see what I see.
Love, his affections do not that waited, nor what he speak. Those is lacked from a little was not lack madness. There is something in his soul on which he especially sit on board, and I do doubt he hates the disclosed will be something danger, which for his prevent. I have in quick determination this thus set it down. He shall well speak to England. For demand of our native tumult, happily the seed and the city's different with valuable objects shall explain this something that lead matter in his heart. Whereon his brain still beating put him thus from fashion of himself. What think you on?
We shall do well, but yet do I believe the origin and commencement of his grief sprung from neglected love. How now, Ophelia? You need to tell us the Lord Hamlet said, "We heard it all, my lord, do as you please. But if you hold it fit, after the play, let the Queen Mother all alone entreat him to show his grief. Let her be round of him, and now be placed, so please you, in the ear of all their conference. If she think find him not, to England send him, or confine him where your wisdom best shall think."
It shall be so. Madness in great ones must not unwatched go.